Live from Arkansas' streaming news leader, this is THV 11 Morning News at 7 on THV 11 Plus.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on THV 11 Morning News on THV 11 Plus. Hope your day is off to a good start, getting going, rocking and rolling, kids back to school, and warmer temperatures on the way. I got to tell you, I'm feeling great about it.
It's a great day. It's an eat it up day. You'll get to see our eat it up story. If you like Cajun, and pretty much fine food in general, you'll love this place.
That was perfect timing. Mardi Gras coming up.
Did you plan that? I know. I need to get a king
smart.
cake. I know. I
Look
appreciate
at you.
it. Well, that's
Don't
what I
tell
do.
him that.
I know.
He knows.
I'm humble. I'm humble too. I don't know if you guys know that as well.
Every day.
But
every day.
I need to get a king cake. Actually, king cake on the way.
You need
one
one.
of those.
Yeah. I mean, there's several places around here. I know you probably, if you're not.
Community Bakery's got
Yeah,
a
I was
really
going to
good
say,
one.
you probably covered that before.
And, I mean, even like, we'll go to like Edwards or something like that and grab one.
We had a coworker that made one the other day. Did you get any?
No, I didn't. No.
Oh,
Have you ever gotten the baby out of the king cake?
Yeah, it's at my desk.
Oh, well, look at you.
We had one. I know. Look
How
at
about that.
I'm wondering about traffic. What about you, Tracy?
No, we
No,
keep talking about king cakes. It's fine.
Yeah. If you've
like
gotten the baby,
Ashley king
text
cakes.
us, 501-376-1111 if you've gotten the baby out of the king cake.
Did it improve your life? How are things going?
Right.
How are you different?
New year. Let's see. Traffic is definitely picking up. Look at this. This is on I-30. This is around Alexander, Bryant area coming in towards downtown Little Rock. Just kidding. It's coming in towards the 430 interchange. You know where this is. We're on the outlets. So it's very, very busy. Let's get a look at what's happening with our live traffic map and a closer look at where those slowdowns are. Here on Interstate 40, we're seeing it slow down a lot by the North Hills Boulevard exit, 18 miles per hour. Ooh, it's too early for that. We're already going very slowly there on 40 westbound. Looking a little bit better once you get onto I-30 westbound at the Curtis Sykes area. We're average speed of 42 miles per hour. And this is what it looks like 30 eastbound around the Otter Creek exit. Slow anywhere from about the Otter Creek exit or 430 interchange back to almost the Bryant exit. So give yourself some extra time. I have a feeling it's going to be another busy morning, Tracy.
Yeah, already starting to see that. It's just now 7:02. So we are looking at this beautiful sunrise. So if you are stuck in a little bit of slow down traffic, you can enjoy the sky. It is a gorgeous morning, a little chilly out there for sure, but we're seeing less and less of that white stuff, which is good news for us all. We are starting out again with fairly calm winds, but we're starting to see our wind shift a bit more from the west, and that's going to help warm us up today. Now, as cold as it is this morning, that's as cold as it's going to be for this entire forecast period. So still about 6 degrees cooler than we were yesterday. Below freezing, so again there could be a few of those little icy patches, especially on the ramps this morning. So slow down, be cautious, take your time. 26 in the capital city, a few areas off to the northeast there in the teens, and we will all warm up today, looking around 54 with those winds coming in from the west. Look how much warmer we are seeing western Arkansas, so hopefully some that'll inch a little bit more our way. Our friends in Jonesboro, West Memphis, staying in the 40s, but good news is I've got some nice weather ahead for you. We'll talk about these above average temperatures coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Developing this morning, the Trump administration is scaling back immigration enforcement in Minneapolis following deadly shootings that sparked protests and more calls for reform. Border Czar Tom Homan says about 700 ICE officers are now leaving the state immediately, while agents who remain will be required to wear body cameras. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers scrambling to strike a deal before funding for the Department of Homeland Security expires next week. Democrats want stricter oversight and accountability tied to any funding vote, while Republicans argue for keeping enforcement strong and expanding border security.
We'll draw down 700 people effective today. That is largely contingent upon the end of the illegal and threatening activities against ICE and its federal partners that we're seeing in the community.
ICE and the Department of Homeland Security need to dramatically change. And absent that, then a full year appropriations bill is in deep trouble.
Congress has roughly 1 week to reach an agreement before DHS funding, including money for TSA and the Coast Guard, runs out.
This reversal in the number of agents comes as protests against immigration enforcement are being held nationwide. Just take a look. Many of these demonstrations unfolding on school campuses where students are walking out of class, exercising their right to free speech in states like Texas, Indiana, Iowa, and Georgia. Arkansas is also one of the states where protests are happening. A group of high school students in central Arkansas recently walked out of class in Little Rock to protest immigration enforcement.
About 100 students gathered at East M High School in East Little Rock on Wednesday. Another group of roughly 40 left campus and marched through downtown. Little Rock police accompanied the students, saying their focus was keeping everyone safe.
The students chanting and waving signs, many using whatever materials they could find, but all with the common goal of getting their message out.
It's never wrong to stand up for what you think is right and speak your mind and make sure you get your point across. You have rights.
We've seen white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian people. We've seen everybody. We've seen everybody get affected by this.
While different districts respond in different ways, school leaders are making expectations clear. Bryant School says it's aware of online posts promoting a similar walkout today, but says it does not endorse protests and it expects students to stay in class.
East M CEO says the school takes no position on the protest itself, but supports students' interest in democracy. Under the Arkansas Access Act, students who take part in those political protests are not eligible for excused absences.
At Little Rock Central High School, parents were told that a brief demonstration took place Wednesday during a scheduled fire drill. Administrators describe it as orderly, supervised, and non-disruptive. But with the intense news events in Minneapolis recently, journalism students at the University of Minnesota are getting a firsthand look at how real-world reporting works, and that means recognizing and responding to dangerous situations while in the field. Reporter Jeff Wagner shows us how the training is meant to keep the students safe once they begin their careers.
UPM have had like a ton out so far.
This group of journalism students at the University of Minnesota found themselves training for scenarios they never expected to face in college.
Well, it was a little disconcerting, honestly, to be talking about tourniquets and dressing bullet wounds with 21-year-olds.
The hostile environment and first aid training mirrors what professional journalists in war zones receive before heading into the field.
On the other hand, I would much rather have them be prepared, given the climate.
The training is optional, and students decide for themselves how far they're willing to go.
Some students have just been like, send me out, coach. And others have been like, I'm cool, this is not my scene. And that's fine.
I think information is power, and I think that the more information and the more we're being taught how to navigate potentially those situations that we're in, how to protect our rights as journalists.
For students like senior Hannah Reynolds who choose to take part, the experience raised questions about what the job requires and where the line is.
I never imagined myself learning how to patch a bullet wound.
Expecting the unexpected while remaining professional.
No story is worth dying over.
Whether you're a student journalist right now or you're a professional with decades of experience, you're getting thrust into this scenario that is volatile for everyone involved.
We as journalists are people, and I think it's really important that we remember that we are people first and storytellers second.
In other news this morning, a private attorney fired by the Arkansas Board of Corrections says the board still owes him hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid legal fees. According to the Arkansas Advocate, Abdin Medazadigan sent board members a letter this week with nearly 200 pages of invoices saying his firm is owed more than $320,000 for work on 2 lawsuits involving the board. He represented the board in legal challenges tied to state laws shifting control of the Department of Corrections to Governor Sanders and in a separate lawsuit over his hiring. He was fired last month by a 4-3 vote and says while the board had the right to remove him, it still must pay for services already performed. The board's new chair did not respond to a request for a comment.
A Central Arkansas grocery store is temporarily shut down after winter storm damage left the building unsafe. Brookshire's in Whitehall says roof damage is forcing the closure and repair work is set to begin soon. The company says customers can still shop at its other locations, including Super One Foods in Pine Bluff and Spring Market in Redfield.
Right now, the city of Bryan is calling on folks to give their input on plans to enhance quality of life in the city. It's called Bryant Leap Forward, and it will guide how the city develops over the next quarter century.
Neighborhoods, transportation, and infrastructure are some of the concerns. Mayor Chris Treat says while it's only in the first phase, he wants to hear what community members have to say right now, and the survey is one way to find out.
Once every 20 years, you're going to get a shot at explaining the vision that you want for your city. So this doesn't come around that often. So get in there, share your voice, and then once they fill that survey out, then they'll get updates on the next phase of the plan, and so we can keep people engaged.
Mayor Treat says phase 2 will start in the spring with more face-to-face interactions in the community. And we do have a link to that survey on our website, thv11.com. Now let's check in with Ashley King and a look at the roads at this hour.
Hey, yeah, it's getting busy, very, very busy. As you can see behind me, this is Interstate 57 here around McCain, and it's just stop and go. Actually, it's moving a little bit better. It's starting to pick up now, but just a few seconds ago, we saw completely stopped traffic here. So the volume is increasing all around the metro, especially in those places like the North Terminal Interchange and on 30 eastbound around Alexander. Let's get a closer look at how slowly it is moving here at the North Terminal Interchange. So right there on 40 westbound at the North Hills Boulevard, exit 29 miles per hour. Starting to get slow too on 30 westbound there around Curtis Sykes as you're heading towards the Arkansas River Bridge. And we're seeing some slowdowns here. So the closer you are to Otter Creek, it's a little bit better into the 430 interchange on 30 eastbound, 42 miles per hour. But the closer you get to Alexander here and past Bryant, slowing down, 36 miles per hour is our average speed. Those are the only two places right now, but hey, it's early. It's only 7:11, Tracy. So I know we'll see that increase a lot here in the next few minutes.
It will. It's already busy this morning. Well, everyone knows it's cold outside. Take that jacket this morning. We're going to warm up to around 54, 55 today. And the weekend's looking pretty good too, but I want to talk about the precip chances. As we're heading into next week, those first chances really are going to be Monday, Tuesday, maybe a little bit on Wednesday. That biggest chance is going to be as we're heading into Valentine weekend. So keeping that in mind, again, we are watching this system push through. This is still very, very far out, but there's a lot of chatter already about it on social media. So I wanted to let you know that we are keeping an eye on it. Now you'll see that snow, that sleet there. We're not worried about it just yet. Again, and even if it comes through, you see the temperatures and it's going to move through fast. So hopefully we're just going to get a bit of a cold rain, but there is that possibility. So still watching the track of that low, and it's going through its life cycle. It's still very far out, but we'll keep you updated. Just wanted to make sure that you knew we were keeping an eye on it. As far as how much precip we could get between now and we'll say the 12th, it's not a ton. And unfortunately, we are in severe drought conditions in a few areas and extreme as well. We'll talk more about this and what we can expect as far as considerable rainfall coming up in just a few minutes.